Hello, this is a short video presentation on the order of operations. What are the order of operations and why do we study them? Well, let's take this simple problem, 2 plus 3 times 4. Now, the question that comes to mind, do we add 2 plus 3 first and then multiply by 4? Or do we multiply 3 and 4 first and then add 2? The order of operation gives us rules so that we know which way to do it, adding or multiplying, because you will get two different answers, but there can only be one result. So the order of operations set the rules for the order that we do things in all mathematics. Computers work on the order of operations. Computer programs, spreadsheets, everything follows these rules. Simply, and this is something I expect you to memorize, the order of operations in the order that I've written it are grouping symbols. Traditionally, you think of them as parentheses, but grouping symbols, and if there's one inside another, you do the inside one first, inner set first. Then exponents, then multiplication and division. Going from left to right, doing whatever comes first. If it's multiplication comes first, you do that. Division comes first, you do that. And then likewise, addition and subtraction, going left to right, doing whatever comes first. And real quickly, when we say grouping symbols, we're talking about parentheses, brackets, and these curly Q things are called braces. Doesn't matter what you use, those are grouping symbols. Jumping down to the third one here, and we'll do an example with this. Fraction bars are also grouping symbols. And then when I said the inner set first, if you look at this problem here, you have the blue parentheses, but inside you have the red ones with the 3 plus 4. The red is inside, so we would do that first. And we'll do an example just like this, or similar to it. All right. Let's look at some examples. Okay, our first example, very simple one, 8 divided by 2 times 4. Order of operations says we go left to right, this direction, and we do whatever comes first. Even though some of you memorized PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract, the reality is these are done together. So the first thing we see is 8 divided by 2 gives me 4, and then 4 times 4 is 16. Notice I'm working down, not sideways. I want you to work down. And when I did 8 divided by 2 and I got that result, I wrote that, and then I brought this 4 down here. This 8 divided by 2 gave me this, and I wrote that with my final result. All right, the next example, 6 plus 2 times 4 plus 2 times the quantity 8 minus 3. Now, order of operations says inner set first. That's not a good color to use. Try red. We do this 8 minus 3 first. So I write down the entire problem. 6 plus 2 times 4 plus 2. But 8 minus 3 is 5. So I have times 5. Then I stay inside these parentheses. Right here, I stay inside those parentheses, and I do the multiplication first. So I have 6 plus 2 times parenthesis 4 plus 10. And I'm still don't know what's in the parentheses. 6 plus 2 times 14. Now, a common mistake that people make, a very common mistake, is they add those numbers before they do anything. Don't, because this is 2 times 4. All right? Now we do the 2 times 14, 6 plus 28, which gives me 34. Every step along the way, I subtracted 8 minus 3, wrote the result. 2 times 5, wrote the result with the entire problem. 4 plus 10, rewrote the entire problem. 2 times 14, rewrote the entire problem. And I ended up with 34. This would be a good time to briefly mention how we show multiplication. Multiplication. Two times 4, 2 parentheses 4, 2 in parentheses, 4 in parentheses. All are good ways to show multiplication. This is not. Algebra, we use variables. Is that a multiply or is that a variable? Don't do it. All right, last example, and we will be done. 4 plus 2 times 3 to the second power, all over 3 plus 2 times 3 plus 1. Treat this fraction bar as a grouping symbol. Do everything on top, do everything on the bottom. We can do it simultaneously. So I'll do the top in red. 4 plus 2 times 9, exponents first. And then in the bottom, 3 plus 2 times 4, 3 plus 1. 2 times 9 is 18. 4 plus 18 over 3 plus 8. And then 3 plus 8 is 11. 4 plus 18 is 22. 22 over 11 is 2. Notice the entire problem. I wrote the numerator, I wrote the denominator. Numerator, denominator. Numerator, denominator. And each step along the way, on the numerator I did one step at a time. At the same time I did the denominator one step at a time. Show your work in a very neat and organized manner like this. Even though you might think you can get away with doing it, as we get into more complicated things, if you do not develop the good skills, you're going to struggle. So show your work like that. Treat one grouping symbol separate from the other. Show each step along the way. All right. I hope you guys have a great day, and it seems like it's been an awesome start to what is going to be an awesome year. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.